Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Guard! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya. 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 Already you can tell by that thumbnail right there that I'm a little bit late. Just a little bit, right? But so I was scared. The grind is real. You got to work at it. You got to work it and not just twerk it, right? What does that like that? Come on, my boy. Not me, homeboy. The grind is real, right? Very real. But as you can tell by that thumbnail, we're going to tell you a story tonight. Yes, indeed. I'm a write graffiti. Old school. All over this bus, right? And in Menudo style in direct fashion, I'm going to tell you about a riot, a melee. Something big that happened in Modesto, California, right? The flea market. Now, those that know about the flea market in Modesto know that it's a dangerous situation because it's a conglomerate, right? It's a whole group and a gag of a lot of people that go there. People from Merced, Turlock, Modesto, Ceres. You got people as far as Stockton that come just to come kick it and get an elote, right? It gets real. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, it's always been a northern stronghold. There's always been a lot of norteños there that maintain from deep south side Modesto, from the west. Every different point in Modesto is definitely represented by norteños. It's kind of like a gang hub, man. That's where motherfuckers hang out, kick back, clown, eat at the taco trucks, and sometimes get them a bootleg Gucci shirt. Everything is everything. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, the South is definitely represented. For those that say it isn't, well, the wind just doesn't blow in your part of the neighborhood. It definitely is. Now, being from Merced, we used to go out to the Modesto flea market all the time and have an extensive family that stays in Turlock as well as Modesto. So I'd always be over there. So I'd get Cruz Landing, I say, here I come. The taco trucks on the way and the mariscos on the way to the flea market are on hit. So, hey, everybody knew on them Saturdays and them Sundays where to go. So let's get church, flea market, church, right? Depending on which side of the coin you flipped. Now, let me tell you something. I remember when I was younger, man, about 18, 19, I just got out of YA. I was with them banging activities. I was with the gang, right? I was definitely in the mix. And me and a few of my homies had decided that if for no other reason, we should take a little ride out down the 99 and hit Modesto and see what's cracking. Now, we already knew about the functions there. We already knew that more than likely, 99% of the chances, we were going to go ahead and run into some Sureños, some Southsiders. But at that point, that was kind of what we were looking forward to. So can I get us a rape, an elote, and a Southsider to go, right? We were just going over there to gangbang. That was the ways. You know, when you're young and you're dumb and you're definitely in the mix, man, you're looking forward to some type of drama. You know, and we always had animosity. There was always some type of pleito or always some type of feelings towards the other side. And they felt the exact same way. Hey, there's two sides to a chess game, the black and the white. What are you? We're white, brother, right? Okay, now, I remember this particular day, I went and hit my primo's house in Turlock first to swoop up a gang of homeboys from Turlock. Now, these vatos were from right there off Pedras, right? They were right there by Donnelly Park. It was a little hood, VTN, Barrio Turlock Norte on the west side. These vatos were definitely down. They were with the functions and the activities as well. But at the same time, they moved a little differently than my water did, right? I'm not going to say slower paced. They were down for theirs, but at the same time, we had a whole different type of mentality. Our mentality was kill or be killed. Their mentality was like, can I just hit him with the uppercut and then go give me a popcorn, right? Either way, they were down to handle business. So we went and swooped up about 6 homeboys. And I remember chilling at my primos. Everybody was smoking leños that day, kicking back before we were going to go hit the flea market. You know what? They're behind, they're on the plane before they get there. Because that's okay, at least if you get knocked out, you get knocked out feeling good. So vatos are like, hey, what's up? What do you want to do? Hey, let's go to Modesto, man, go hit the flea market. They're like, hey, homeboys over there be set tripping. Now, at this time, to this point, I never really tripped out on Modesto set tripping like that. But I guess every city's going to hold it down. Every city's going to hold it down for their little spot. I know at the Merced flea market, we don't see it. You see a homeboy, it's like a big family reunion. It's a homeboy that you kick back with every day. You see him at the flea market with this old lady. You act like long-lost friends, like you haven't seen him in 2 weeks. It was so fool, knowing damn well you were boning your sister the night before. I was so fool. I haven't seen you for a minute, eh? Damn, your daughter got big, eh? Damn, she got big. Last time I seen her, she was that big. You only seen her 2 days ago. And she was that big, fool. Don't trip. What's your sister? What's your sister? Right? And it's all good. That's how everybody acted as a trip, man. I used to run into homeboys. I swear that I just seen 3 days before. And they're like, hey, fool, when'd you get out? 3 days ago. Remember at your pad? And that's just how it was. I didn't get out. I got down. You're a lady. She walking wangala, right? Not wobble wobble, but wangala. Now, so I remember this day we were chilling in Turlock with the homeboys. And so we all decided to load up a couple carloads and go to the Modesto flea market. And the Modesto flea market is not very big. It's not like Sanjo, the Berryessa, or any spot down in Los, you know, the swap meets in Los where it's very big. This is a smaller spot, but you're definitely, if you want that action, if you want that funk, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get everything you want. Like I said, you're gonna get anything from bootleg fucking Nautica shirts, old school, right? To you know, lawnmower parts, as good, to your head cracked open. You'll get a little bit of everything. It just depends on the type of action that's there that day and the type of day it is. This is Torta Central as well. The wind's blowing all over. When you walk in, it's like you have to go against the wind. It feels like a hurricane of tortas just coming at you. So the game is going to be played well, definitely. So I remember us getting there, and we pulled up, and we seen a sick Impala. It was a green Impala 63. I told my boy, park next to it like it's ours, fronting. Park next to it, park next to it. Damn, I'm touching it. I hope the alarm don't go out. That's clean. Take a picture next to me. Right, man, take a picture of me next to it. Like, is that okay? Let me hit one like that, right there. Like President, old Folsom shit, right? Boom. Little did we know, I didn't look at the license plate. The license plate says Sureño. You know what I mean? Oh, there, hey, well, this is my shit, right? It is now. We walk into this flea market, and it's just like any other flea market if you've ever been to one. They got a little bit of everything, man. And I wanted to go in there and get an elote. They have this bomb spot there, man. You can get it in the cup. Like, I might go the weekend, right? If you get me, you get me. Everything's gonna be worth it for the elote. So anyways, we walk in, and right from the gate, we notice a different atmosphere. You know, it hadn't been, I remember as a young kid, prior to me being incarcerated in Hawaii, going to the flea market, and I hadn't been to that flea market since, right? It was more of an open area, but now it was congested. There was a whole lot of people, a whole lot of, you know, little setups, tables, and there was a lot of Mexicanos there, a lot of paisas, right? And like me, I've always had love for my Mexicano people, for the paisas. So, hey, orale, I'm kicking. I'm in my element, right there, chilling with the homies. But I noticed now this got blue crosses. They seen us come in there. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, snap. These about to triple. Did I just turn my whole thing off my shit? Wrong chain, right? So I was looking at this like, oh, man, what's going on here? And because we always knew, and I'm not being biased or anything or spitting bullshit, but you always knew, where's the gang of paisas? The Southsiders decided to post up right there, not only for the self-preservation and protection of their people, but a lot of their carnals, a lot of their generations had to do with Southsiders. They established, that's just the way it was back then, right? It's different now. Now it's more Chicanos, but back then there was more paisas that had flipped and they had turned to Southsiders. Because, yeah, I'm not going to lie, a lot of the Northerners were oppressing them or they were just oppressing each other. So I tell my homie, there's a gang of paisas in here, huh? Look at that chick, look at the boots, look at them boots. Think her boots are pointy, but her nalgas are pointing that way. Oh, we're at the spot, right? So there was a lot of girls. So I remember there was a group or a gaggle of girls, and we started to mac at them. And I remember there was this one particular thought that she was about 225, right? But she was looking what? She was looking wavy and she was looking live. So I started to get at her like, hey, what's up? What's good in the hood with it? And we're chopping up. She's like, hey, you guys should come kick it. We're going to go to a quinceañera after. I said, look at the way our quinceañera game works. We're going to go in there. We're going to take the cake and we're going to bounce. You know, meet us at the hotel, over there, the Best Western Interlock. So we're already making plans of what we're going to do. And a group walks by. I'd say about 19 to 20, Orale in particular, about 19 to 20 Southsiders, right? And they're looking at us. And it was like, rising up, back to the streets. It was the Eye of the Tiger, right? Dun, dun, dun. It's slow motion. We look like, Norte, right? And they're just looking at us like, so, right? And man, one of them walks by and he was like, what's up, Bessie? This is our flea market, right? And the homeboy from Turlock says, hey, this is Modesto. And I'm like, well, you're not even from Modesto, you're from Turlock. He goes, yeah, but I'm from Modesto, right? What's up, Norte? And boom, rumble in the jungle. Hey, you, get out that rumble. And I'm sitting there eating my elote, trying to kick up at the, God damn, I don't want to spill it, right? Big rice crack, right? Boom, 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 boom. And I remember that day getting off, man, and it was a good one. Vatos were running everywhere and yelling. And the hyenas were screaming because they were caught like right in the middle. And I remember the one that was like, hey, my old lady. And he was like trying to pull her. And I was just trying to grab her like, nah, I'm trying to bone her. Esperanza. Right? She was in the middle. She was like, I was losing weight. She felt like she was doing the weight. No, you know, the worky twerky. And we were getting off. But there was no knives or guns or anything like that pulled. It was trying to just fists and hands. So I remember after that, Blackas comes, security, we took out running. And I remember a couple of my homies got caught up. It was what it was, right? And we went back to the town, and the homies were like, damn, it was never like that in the Modesto flea market. It was always cool. It was always a spot to go eat good and pull chicks. But what had happened was just what always happens, you know, and this is the late 90s, 96, 97. And gangbanging, man, hey, it's always going to be turned out. Every spot that was live, every spot that had good values, every spot that was good, you know, us gang members established at that time. You know, saying, hey, this is our flag. And we're planting it right here. So I remember thinking to myself, damn, where were the homeboys from Motown? Just, you know, homeboy from Modesto. Like I seen a gang of Southsiders representing whatever they were representing. And then I see a couple homeboys from Turlock we took with us. Besides, we were there representing the North by ourselves. That wasn't to be the case the next time. So my homeboy, a good homeboy's crazy, right? I got one of those homeboys that said, he just don't care. The old dog of the hood, right? Hey, fool, let's go back next Saturday. I said, let's go. Shit ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? So this time, we're going to go into another thing with it. Because we're going to win. You know, I have a black guy, and I'm going to get mine back for that black guy. Believe that. Guard! Black guy, I said, right? So I need to get mine back. So I remember we went. The homeboys from Turlock were like, hey, come on. We're like, nah, you didn't hold your own. We're going by ourselves. So we pulled up about 10 deep, and we pulled up on a different mission. There was going to be no elotes. There were going to be no tortillanas. Well, maybe that night there was. But there was going to be no tortillanas. There wasn't going to be nothing. Sasuke, you weren't going to buy the ostrich skin boots. Sasuke, you were going for one thing and one thing only, and that was to get our run backs. And I felt play. I had a little bit of a black guy. I was looking like 6'9", but I didn't have funny shorts and dreadlock. But I was, you know, I just wasn't in my element. So we get there, and I remember right when we got there was this time was different. I don't know what happened. If it was a concert going on, if Lighter Shade of Brown was there. I don't know what was popping. There was more Mexicanos than even before, but there was a gang of Norteños this time. And I remember when we walked in, they immediately, hey, homie, where you from? This West Side boys, right? And I was like, oh, shit, what's up? And I was like, you know, whoop-de-whoop and wop-de-wop from Four Corners. Oh, yeah, this is the homies. What's up, bro? We were from Merced, dead end. All right, cool. And I said, hey, homies, last weekend, we got jumped on and shit. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, man. There was a gang of Southside. He's like, oh, they always be here, bro. They be here about 1:30. Don't trip. You already know we're posted up. I said, where were you about to that week? Well, see, we're out of Quinceañera. I said, yeah, we were supposed to go to that Quinceañera. We never made it. We never made it. Damn, right? But this weekend was going to be different. Now there's about 40, 50 of us. And we're moving in a pack, right? Like a Cinco de Mayo and Sanjo. Just, we think we're bad. Mongolian was just swinging. Doing the helicopter. And I ain't going to lie. Here we are like, oh, yeah, we got this, bro. And I said, I swear to God, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. There was about 30 or 40 Southsiders walked in. Thick. LA's on their face. Asco hecho Mexico. I said, oh, shit, right? Let me tell you, to my knowledge, and I don't know, they've had a lot of incidents that have happened at that flea market. You know, I've heard a lot of things. I've been involved in way more than this. We got off. We were mad at. I remember I was trying to hit about this old lady. She had an umbrella for a quarter. Give me that. Here's the quarter. Give me that umbrella. Trying to hook about those mouths. Hey, we were just getting it, right? And here, we had left the cuete in the car, like babosos, right? And I was trying to tell them, wait, get the cuete on the bottom right there. He's like, you just got out. I'm just going to go back in. Come on, hurry up. You know what I mean? We're fighting. Boom, boom, boom. And this melee happened for a long time. Black guys were there. Security trying to break it up. We were still getting off. It was like the riot in Pelican Bay. About to get off over here. Then a wave would shoot over there. They about to get around. There was Afrikaners in the back. Oh, crap. This is going down. Oh, pow. People were getting involved. There was hyenas fighting each other. We didn't take no hyenas. To what degree of hyena jumped in for us? Hey, gracias. I never got to thank you. But thank you, right? And everybody was getting off. And I remember I had this one little vato, man. I was trying to throw him through, you know where they have agua? The watermelon? The fresa? I was trying to dunk him. I said, hey, get the fuck in there. He was spitting out watermelon seeds. It was going down. We're definitely getting it. And I remember in this particular spot, one of the homeboys and two of the Southsiders got stabbed up pretty bad. And I didn't have an I know we tried to put it on me, feds, but they got booked pretty bad. I remember when everybody was dissipating, when, you know, because the riots happened fast. Anyone that's ever been involved in a riot and says, oh, it was like 10, 15 minutes, that's cagada. That's mierda. They're bullshitting. They're usually about anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes long at the most, but it seems like an eternity. Is it over yet? Ring the bell. Ring the bell, right? You feel like you want to get up out of there, but that's not to be the case. You got to get off where you're mad at, and you got to stand on your 10 toes until, you know, it's not going down no more until you get caught. And I remember this time, the cops were flying, hey, move, what's up, right? Bing, 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 getting off. And anyways, by the end of this melee, there was a couple Southsiders booked and a homeboy booked pretty bad. And I think about that now. And I think about flea market wars. And I was like, wow, if it's going down like this, I can only understand how it would go down in Los between Waters, you know, or those swap meets. You know, I hear everyone talking about the Santa Fe Springs swap meet or LA swap meet, or, you know, imagine different Waters meeting up there, the type of, you know, funk. You know, I know in San Jose, Berryessa, you know, San Jose was well represented. And I remember as a youngster too, 18, 19, going out there and watching vatos get off. You know, I didn't even participate because I was not in that element at that time. I didn't know who was who and what was how. But I knew definitely that vatos were getting off, and it wasn't even a north-south thing, it was paisa versus paisa. No, I'm selling elotes here, right? And they were just getting off. So that way it goes down. So let me tell you one more little story about the flea market. That was definitely a vicious one. It was probably the biggest one I was ever involved in. I heard there was a bigger one where there was a body, but I can't call it like an alcoholic. I'd be remiss in sitting here and lying if I said I remember or I know about that. But I had heard, right? So trip out on this. So my primo gets locked up, right? We have a county jail out there, it's called Sandy Mush. It's like the farm. My primo gets locked up and he's calling me. Okay, I'm not gonna accept the phone call. Okay, write down one. What's happening, fool? He's like, hey, there's some fool in here, man, disrespecting you, talking cagada about you. I said, is that right? And then he tells me the homeboy's name, and this is a dude I grew up with. This was a dude I had a lot of love for. This was a dude that I protected on certain, I protected his name. He got caught up in a bad situation, and I went to bat for him. So I felt highly, highly disrespected, and I felt highly let down and sad that he would even disrespect me like that or even assume something. And what had happened is this, and I'm real, I keep it real. What had happened was, I remember him, I had just got out of prison, and I had to go to parole that day. And I was trying to get a ride. It was a long walk. So I lived in this little area called Beechwood. It was a long walk to the west side, right? So I'm like, damn, man. I'm calling my homegirl. She was like, yeah, I'll be down there. But I was like, I got to be there about 1. She was like, I'm in a DUI class right now. But thank you, the way my DUI game worked, I'm going to blow and go. I got you, right? I was like, hurry, come swoop me because the struggle is real. You know what I mean? My Nike Hortezas, they're on their last thread. She's like, I got you. So anyways, I'm posted up. I'm waiting on her. I'm in the front yard smoking a frao. My homeboy comes by, and I'm like, hey, fool, when'd you get out? He's like, when'd you get out? And I asked you first. About 4 days ago. About 3 days ago, I got you beat, right? So we're chopping it up, and I'm like, damn, it's good to see you, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, we're going to chill. Let's chill tonight or something. I said, I got to go do a little parole thing. He's like, you want me to take you? And I was like, nah, because I knew the type of character he was. He was on a good one already. His car was no tag, no license plate. So I was scared you see me rolling, they hating, right? Yeah, you ain't gonna catch me riding dirty. I just got out. I'm just trying to go see my professor, piss a little bit, and get on back. And if I can get my cat peeled by the homegirl on the way there and back, the winner was, right? So I'm like, now the homegirl's gonna pick me up. He's like, all right. So he pulls off down the street. And what had happened was, I guess, he was fishtailing in the cut. A placa sees him, hits the U-turn, and is on him. Well, I didn't know he had a pinche cuet in the car. He threw a pinche cuet, throw a pinche, the gun out, right? So he threw it out of the GTO. And he's swerving, and he hits something, flips, they get him. So anyways, he's locked in with my primo. And when my primo hits him up, he's like, yeah, fool, your primo, man. He was the last one I talked to. I don't know about that vato. You got to understand, I would have had to have teleportation powers to be able to call the placas on him. You know what I mean? The vato he was on a good one. I'm talking about, as soon as the vato left, I seen a placa, and they were on him. Like, to what degree of telling him that? What they told him, hey, get him. In my mind, he hasn't told me adequate, but I think he does, right? He was about Wilson for that one. Well, let me tell you what happens and how this, links in with the flea market. So he's telling my primo, I don't know, fool. My primo's like, you got paperwork? What's up? That's my primo. We can catch that fade, homeboy, right? Even though they're on some active northern shit, my primo was still tripping. Like, nah, fool, my primo ain't like that. So he called me and I was like, tell that fool when I see him, Holmes. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's on. It's going to be a rather momentous and sharp occasion. I'm pissed. No one's going to shit on my name like that, especially not in them times. And now all these little poop butts on YouTube, Gunner's there. Well, say whatever you want. They can just view my shit. But he was saying what he was saying. So I remember it was like a weekend. A couple months later, and I'm with my homeboy Mouth, right? I think he Mouth, right? He'll probably watch this and be like, why you call me ugly? It's truth. So we're mobbing through the fair. Through the flea market. It's my old lady at the time, her sister, my daughter, and she's in the stroller, and then me and the homeboy. And I see that vato, he's with his family. I said, hey, fool. And then I see you over there. Right? And he sees me and his eyes get big like, oh, hell no, right? And he's with his family. But I'm not, one thing about me is I was a straight up G back then. Yes, the G was in me. I'm not going to disrespect you in front of your family. I've had that happen to me before. I told you the story about the cuete being pulled out with my daughter and stuff. I'm not going to disrespect you in front of your family. I'm not going to clown you in front of your old lady unless you're a poop butt like that and you deserve it. And then I'm going to try to bone her. I'm not going to do none of that stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep you real, pull you to the side like a G and confront you. So I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Get at you. Now, he's not from my neighborhood. He's from a different neighborhood. Not a rival neighborhood. We're actually cool. But I don't care about none of that. At this point, you need to answer for your accusation. Come here, right there. And he goes like, hey, tell me I'll pick it over there because there's 2 of you and only 1 of me. He's like, yeah, there's 3 of us actually because my people's and like another homeboy. Come here. So he comes like, what's up, fool? I said, what's up? You speaking on my name or what's up? I said, we can go over here right around the corner where they sell the torta and just get on right now behind the taco truck. There's 2 taco trucks right there next to what are those kinds of cans they have? The propane tank. We can get out right there by the propane tank. I said, we'll turn the gas on and light it up. What you want to do, right? He was like, no, false high, shit, man. because my mind was racing. I wasn't thinking. So he broke it down. And I remember that his old lady was talking to my old lady, and they kind of wandered off to go look at some fake hair extensions at the flea market. The ghetto, right? They went over there to go be ghetto queens. Don't you hear anything? He was like, hey, fool, what are you going to do this in front of my kids? I said, your kids are over there. They're over there with our old ladies looking at fake nails and shit. Don't trip. He was like, bro, pencil, man. I know. And I remember telling that story to my homies. I was like, nah, you didn't get up in the flea market. I said, it was Oscar shit. I remember what days at the flea market getting a tiger uppercut. And it was a true story. Sometimes you have to chin check someone. So it definitely goes down at the flea markets, whether it be north or south situations or just situations you have to, that have to happen. The flea market is a dangerous place because it's a place that everybody takes their families. Everybody thinks they're going to go over there and get something cheap, and you might get a cheap shot. Anyways, just a little story for the late night. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get every damn single thing that you want coming to you, because if you don't go out there and get it for yourself, nowadays, homeboy, they're going to take it from you. They ain't going to give it to you. You know, thumbs up if you like it, or thumbs down. See, heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I honestly and truly really believe in, and that's black and brown. Wolves! I said black and brown. Guard! I said, fuck you. People, I said, much love. It's the gun. Bang, bang.